Welcome to the Richard Sherman Podcast YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our playoff content. You know it's going to get busy. I mean, you might get a bar or two.
Well, Richard, I know you had your eyes on this matchup. Kansas City goes into Buffalo. It was the old David versus Goliath. Can Josh Allen finally slay Goliath? He couldn't. Richard, you called this going into this week. You said there's no way Josh Allen overcomes Mahomes, and sure as shit he didn't. Your thought on this outcome, Rich?
Mitchell, I did not think everybody talks about the David Goliath story. Like it's one to really be proud at and hang your hat on. Like, man, David really got Goliath. He got him that one day. He got him that one time. But most of the time, Goliath wins. And so until Josh Allen is able to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, I will not give him that credit. I will not give him that kind of support and say, hey, I got the Buffalo Bills over the Kansas. I will not. I will refuse. I'm not doing it because you have not shown me anything that would allow me to feel confident in making that decision because Josh Allen went into this game and he was playing really well. He played confident. He looked like he was moving well. But then he went super conservative. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was Joe Brady. I don't know who was making the decisions, but it was super conservative. I hear everybody talk about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Burrow and all these big arm quarterbacks and everything they do. Well, he played scared, Mitchell. He played very scared down the stretch. He played to not lose the game. And that's why they lost because he did throw a few bombs. He did take a few shots and he had a drop by Stefan Diggs. But for the most part, you're seeing most of the passes at or behind the line of scrimmage. Swing passes to Cook all over the place. Swing passes and screens to the tight end. You're not making plays. Dalton Kincaid caught probably like 3 or 4 screens in the fourth quarter. And it was just not the Josh Allen that we're used to seeing. It was almost like, hey, we know he has a propensity to turn the ball over, so we're not even going to give him a situation where he could possibly turn the ball over. We'll keep it easy. We'll keep everything under control, and we'll try to sneak out of here with a win. I don't believe in it. That's when you can't win in the play. You can't beat Patrick Mahomes like that. You're not beating Patrick Mahomes by playing not to lose the game because you're going to lose. And Patrick Mahomes and Isaiah Pacheco, who had a really good game, and Travis Kelce had 2 touchdowns. He had the 5 catches. Rashee Rice had a solid game. They were playing to win. They've been in this situation before. I know they've had an off year, but until they're slayed, they are champions. And they were the Super Bowl champions coming in. So until they are beaten, they are the champions. And they have the heart of a champion, and they have the pedigree of a champion, and they're not going to go home without a fight. Buffalo had a number of chances to win this game. They had a number of chances, but they also had a number of things go their way that probably shouldn't have. I mean, I don't know what that fake punt was. I really don't. I don't think Sean McDermott knew what that fake punt was. And then they get a break. The defense forces a turnover, a touchback in the end zone. And then again, Josh Allen all of a sudden fumbles the ball, running the ball. And then they get a break then, and they get it back. And then he almost throws an interception to L'Jarius Sneed, but McDuffie bats it away. Okay, you get a break there. You're only getting so many breaks, and then you get in field goal range, and your kicker misses it wide left. Okay, you got it. You did not deserve to win this game. You got outplayed by Patrick Mahomes. You played too conservatively. Yeah, you had the rushes and the rushing touchdowns, but in the pass game, 26 of 39 for 186, you were pretty inaccurate on some of your passes. You looked scared. You looked like you were playing not to lose the game, not to turn the ball over. Now you have a propensity to throw interceptions. But when you decide to play timid, it's almost worse than throwing interceptions because you're a shell of yourself. And a shell of himself isn't good enough to beat Patrick Mahomes. And that's why they lost this game.
There's no question about it. And Richard, also, we were talking about it offline before we jumped on. There's been this downfall with Stefan Diggs. After week 7, Stefan Diggs did not have another 100-yard game. I'm going to read these stats off for you. After week 7, 58 yards, 70 yards, 86, 34, 27, 74, 24, 48, 29, 26, 87. Richard, 21 receiving yards today. I mean, this is his number one receiving option. How can you explain this fall off by somebody that is just really, I would think he's an overwhelming top 10 receiver in this league with a cannon of an arm quarterback. What happened?
I don't know, Mitchell. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if their rapport just fell apart. But he had opportunities today. He had opportunities. He had a deep ball where he went up. The safety pretty much failed. If he would have caught that, I think it would have been a touchdown. But he drops it, Mitchell. He drops it. Josh Allen hits him right in the hands, over the shoulder, and he drops the pass. And for an elite receiver, you can't have it. There's no excuse. There's no like, oh, man, that was a tough play. That wasn't a tough catch. That's not for an elite receiver. That's a ball we expect you to catch. Your quarterback expects you to catch. Your team expects you to catch. And that was a turning point in the game where you have to make those plays. You have to, that changes the whole complexion of the game. You catch that and score, and we may be having a different conversation, but we're not having a different conversation. We're having a conversation for the 6th year in a row of Patrick Mahomes going to the AFC Championship because is it 6 in a row?
Oh boy, it's a lot in a row. Richard.
I'm pretty sure it's 6 in a row. I'm pretty sure they've gone 6 in a row. He hasn't won them all, but he's always there. He's always there.
He is the new Tom Brady, and he went back to his bread and butter. Travis Kelce, 5 receptions, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Richard, this is vintage Patrick Mahomes. And stack check here. Yes, it is 6 in a row for you, Rich. Yep. Patrick Mahomes gets it done. Isaiah Pacheco, almost 100 yards rushing. I mean, this team, just when we thought they were down and out throughout this year, when they had no receiving options, all of a sudden, Rashee Rice is stepping up. Travis Kelce looks like his vintage self. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but Richard, this is looking like a team that could wreck the Baltimore Ravens' absolute miracle run down the stretch here.
Mitchell, they're the only team that I think and I have thought would have a chance to beat Baltimore. They're the only team in the AFC side. They're the only team that I saw that I would say, oh, okay, they're going to make it a game. It's going to be very interesting in Baltimore. And I don't think Baltimore feels as confident as they would have against Buffalo because Buffalo, Josh is going to turn the ball over. That defense, Baltimore defense is going to get after him. He's going to make a mistake. Mike McDonald is going to draw some things up. He's going to confuse him. He's going to make it happen. They're going to send him home, and they're going to be on their way to a Super Bowl. But Patrick Mahomes is one of those ones, Mitchell. It's just like playing Tom. It's just like playing Aaron. It's just like playing any other greats. When you play Patrick Mahomes, regardless of if he has the better team or the worst team, he is the difference maker. And he is a guy that is moving the needle that tilts the odds into his team's favor. And he has been playing some of his best ball. It seems like his receivers, even Valdez-Scantling, was playing a really good game, caught some huge passes down the stretch. They didn't have any of those characteristic drops that they've had this season. They were amongst the league leaders in drop passes, and they didn't have those. And the elements aren't going to be an issue because this is Kansas City. So them going to Baltimore and playing in a frigid game, and what's new for them? That's not new. That's not changing anything for them. Their defense travels. They have playmakers. They have good secondary players. They have active linebackers. Spags has been bringing a lot of pressure. I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup, but I think this is the worst case scenario in terms of an opponent that Baltimore could see and feel comfortable about. It's going to be a game. Baltimore should still be favorite. They're still a great team. They should still expect to win this game. But when Patrick Mahomes is out there, Mitchell, you do not bet against him. And I'm not sure I'm betting against him, Mitchell.
I don't blame you.